Guys, crazy important news that you need to know for this week. There are two very important events which could really define the future of Bitcoin and also for its price and the stock market itself. Number one, as you can see from here, Bitcoin. Grayscale is actually in a lawsuit with the SEC, and tomorrow they're going to give us the verdict if Grayscale actually won their lawsuit to be able to apply and to have an acceptance of the Bitcoin spot ETF. Guys, if that happens, it's going to be massive because so much money is going to flow into money from institutions are going to flow into the crypto market, into Bitcoin, and of course the price could go incredibly insane. So stay tuned because tomorrow they're going to give us the resolution if the Grayscale actually won the lawsuit against the SEC. But before I continue, guys, don't forget if you don't mind to subscribe to the channel and to hit notification bell. Subscribe to the channel because this is going to really help us to put more content every single day. And the second news, guys, today, which is insane, we have Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole is that meeting where Jerome Powell is going to go and talk about the economy and is going to give forward guidance, what's going to happen with the U.S. economy and how he's going to continue with this tightening monetary policy, when it's going to end up. And of course, the markets are going to respond to what he's going to say, according to what he's going to say. Because if he says we're going to keep higher for longer, inflation is still too high, he wants to hike another 600 basis points, I can really guarantee you that it's going to be very bad for the market. But if he says, okay, we made progress with inflation, it's going very, very well, then we really can see the stock market to raise as well as the crypto market and Bitcoin as well. But now let's get into the charts today because I really want to show you what I think is going to happen short term with Bitcoin and crypto. Now, as you can see from here, I'm going to open the Bitcoin chart on the daily. On the daily, we're still in that position where we have this crazy oversold RSI over here on the daily. And as you can see here, Bitcoin is pretty much unable to reclaim this previous level of support, which is now, of course, became resistance. So I'm going to show you right now where I think we should really consider Bitcoin to go before flipping bullish again, because right now the structures looks a little bit bearish, if I might say. First of all, if you have a look at this support line over here, which was broken down here, what we had to see right now with Bitcoin to reclaim our bullish stance will be let's say to go down up to here at $28,000, right? To really try to reclaim this point over here, a bit of consolidation here, and then to break this level of resistance, right? But what I think is going to happen in the next, I would say, couple of weeks, because first of all, remember that September is usually very bearish for the crypto market and also for the stock market, and therefore you could expect a further continuation on the downside. But I would say the good thing is we already had this very big dump recently, right? So even if in September, in the beginning of September, we're going to see more downside, right? It's going to be quite limited. So what I think is going to happen, there is a very important level that we have to watch from here. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a line of a Fibonacci retracement, which measures support and resistance. And as you can see from here, Bitcoin literally dropped into and it touched this 0.382 Fibonacci at $25,000-ish. So if we're going to have further continuation, right, there's a very specific Fibonacci level that you need to take into consideration for the trend to be intact. So looking at this at the moment, right, what I think it could be happening with Bitcoin would be the following, right? We're going to see probably a retracement, right, back to this level over here, back to this resistance, okay? Only because, as you can see, we have this very strong oversold RSI. So like a big recoil to this level here of resistance. And remember that we can also put it in line from here to here. So by, let's say, the 4th of September, okay, we're going to see $28,000 Bitcoin reclaim. But then after that, I'm expecting another dump because of the seasonality of September. And then Bitcoin to pretty much go down and retest this next level of Fibonacci down here by the 12th. And again, after that, we might see a little bit of recoil here, $26,000, and then a final dump. And a final dump might be at the 0.618 Fibonacci at roughly $22,000 level. So let's say by maybe mid-September, end of September, we could see Bitcoin finally reaching this level over here at $22,000. In a worst case scenario, even the 0.76 Fibonacci at $20,000 should also be taken into consideration. So I would say my bear case scenario would be up this way and then down again down to here. Okay, I think it's gonna probably be going more into $20,000 because, as you can see from here, also we have a thing called a shape called the double top over here. So double top is one top over here, the other top over here, and if we calculate the height from here to here, usually it could correspond to roughly, no, actually $20,000. Yeah, that probably will be a big point over here. So I would say what I'm going to do myself as a as a trader, I'm going to really start to load up my bags around this area over here, right in between 22,000, 19,000, because it's very difficult sometimes to pick up the bottom, and sometimes you just have to DCA, especially if you're entering in spot. If you're entering in spot, that's usually the best way you can do is to just buy there and then wait for the reversal to happen. Next one I want to talk about today is Ethereum, guys. Ethereum, I found this very interesting chart that I want to show you today. So Ethereum looks like it's forming a cup and handle. So the cup and handle, as you can see from here, we have this cup over here, this handle over here, and looks like this scenario could play out, guys, because if this Ethereum scenario plays out, of course, then we can calculate if this cup and handle is gonna work. We can calculate how high Ethereum could go to, right, in the next months, of course. And it all depends on Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin is gonna drop like crazy, then we could see Ethereum going a little bit lower as well. But I'm not expecting more than 1,400, 1,300. So even if this handle, the cup and handle goes a little bit lower, I wouldn't be too concerned, like if it does even something like that. But it looks like, this is the shape I'm looking at. And if this one plays out, guys, of course, I'm going to be a big buyer around this level over here. So, by the way, I'm not expecting any new lows. Contrary to other people like Gareth Soloway, who are expecting $12,000 Bitcoin. And again, it's his, theory. He's a great trader, so we will see, who's gonna be right. But it's all fair to him because he's great, and it's important to listen to both sides. And what's gonna happen from here, guys? It's gonna be this. So we're gonna see maybe a little bit of a drop here. Then the first target, right, once we break this level over here of the cup and handle, we're gonna see the first target going to $2,700, a bit of retracement, and then it's gonna go up this way. A target 2 at 3,600 by the end of the year. Then a bit of a drop again, and then finally it's gonna go off the races. But again, off the races, what does it mean? Ethereum could go up to, for the next, I would say, bull market, the next bull run. If I go and check my Fibonacci extension, right, so from the bottom, which was here, to the top, I draw a line here, and it can tell me exactly how high we could go with Ethereum. So the first target will be 7,439, 11,000, 15,000. So I believe that we're going to go in this area over here, in between 7,400, 11,400. So, but of course, we have to see, we have to wait, and then we will see what's going to happen. And the next one I want to talk about, guys, today is Solana. Solana, of course, has been also retracing like crazy. It went back to this level of support we were just drawing over here, and I said even in my previous video that if we were going to see Solana dropping even further, right, the next I would say psychological target could be around this area over here, so the $16. So again, if we're gonna break the level, then we might see Solana retracing down to here at roughly $17, and then of course once that happens, then we will see, of course, a bigger continuation as well, because everything looks, we're pretty much on the way to bottom everything out, and then once the Federal Reserve is gonna start to stop their monetary policy, tightening policy, they're going to start to ease the economy again, we're going to see Bitcoin and crypto to go ballistic. So, right, to summarize, Jackson Hole this week, next week Jackson Hole. Also, we have the BRICS meeting, very, very important, and also the Grayscale lawsuit. We're going to need to see how it goes, but it looks like to me that everything is going to be delayed, and I'm expecting further continuation. Maybe a little bit of a pullback now, but going into September, a little bit of continuation to the downside to then really rebound back and then go to new highs.